Recording in progress.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tuesday, August 18th meeting of the St. Joseph County Board of Commissioners. Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First order of business, opening and reading of bids, letters of interest. First one is Project R-92601, McKinley and Bittersweet Intersection Improvements.
Thank you. We currently have 3 bids, one from Michiana Contracting out of Plymouth, one from Milestone Contractors out of South Bend, and one from DLZ Contractors out of South Bend. Is there anyone else wishing to submit a bid that has not done so? Seeing none, I will now read these aloud. First I'll be reading is Michiana Contracting, Inc. Their total bid is in the amount of $499,910.00. $499,910.00. Next, we'll be reading the bid from Milestone Contractors. I want to thank Milestone for marking the page for me. $449,914. That's $449,914 from Milestone Contractors. The final bid that we've received for this project is from Reith Riley. They did not mark their page. That's okay.
Just to make it hard on you.
Exactly. Their bid is $717,326. That's $717,326. Those are the bids that we have received. We request that you approve receival of these bids and have them handed over to engineering for review and potential award.
Scott, can you, I know you've told us before, but just for the public, can you tell us again what the improvements are?
Yeah, this is for the Bittersweet McKinley intersection. These improvements include new curb ramps, a new, entirely new traffic signal and pedestrian facilities for the crossing there. We've seen a lot of increased traffic, especially pedestrians, with the new field house across the street. So this intersection's been needed for a long time. And I'm still trying to find money to pave the eastbound lane. So this does not include that.
Well, do we have a motion to accept the bids and turn them over to Highway for review and come back with a recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, the next item, RNS 92601S, Adams Acres. We've been asked to table that. Need more information. Do we have a motion to table?
Motion to table?
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Moving on to the Commissioners, approval of the accounts payable docket. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second. Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, approval of Prime Therapeutics Management, PBM 2026 Services Sponsor Agreement.
Good evening, Commissioners.
There you go.
Yes, this is essentially our our agreement
Ryan,
for
would you please, for the record, introduce yourself? And
of course, sorry. This is Ryan Carlson with Marsh McLennan, also known as the Horton Group, and we are the brokerage on the health plan. This particular document is the services agreement for the pharmaceutical benefit, underlying benefit in the St. Joe County Health Plan that allows for services and payment of pharmaceutical claims. This was negotiated by a third party and is showing an estimated savings of about $220,000. It's for the current existing plan year and essentially outlines the details of the plan pricing and services that will be administered.
gentlemen, any questions for Mr. Carlson regarding this PBM Services Sponsor Agreement? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, approval of the Oxy Schedule A for plan sponsor fee and commission disclosure statement for 2026.
Yes, and so similarly, this is a fee schedule for the service agreement, which we previously approved, but we had awaited on a adjustment to the Schedule A that needed correcting. So Oxient got this corrected version back to us, and this just outlines and details the fees that they charge for the administration of medical claims. The prior was, of course, Prime for pharmaceutical claims, and this is the specifics on fees and disclosures for medical claim administration.
All right, without getting too technical, can you summarize what the changes were so that the public understands?
Yeah.
It is August, and we're doing something that was originally approved at the first of the year.
Correct. Yeah. So Commissioner Baxmeyer, this was essentially to administer claims under this plan year, and there were little plan adjustments, but nothing substantial. Mostly, the administration medical fee went up 5 cents per employee per month. There were a couple of other underlying fees that increased, but for the most part, the overall spend to the county is approximately $1 million for administering the health plan, and this was about a $6,000 annual increase. So it was fairly nominal in terms of the overall cost of administering and paying claims. So this was considered acceptable, as we typically see these fees incrementally increase year over year.
And if I heard you right, you said a $6,000 increase on approximately $1 million administration fee.
Yes.
Okay.
And that has to be taken with the understanding that as enrollment changes, that number can adjust, but that was the expected and projected cost difference for 2026.
Gentlemen, any questions on the approval of Oxy Schedule A for plan sponsor fee? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Well, let's stick with Oxient. Approval of the Oxient SPD Amendment Number 8 to interlocal plan with the Airport Authority for employee medical benefits.
Yes, so these next three items on your agenda, D, E, and F, are all associated with the summary plan description or essentially the plan document for adjudicating claims for each of the interlocal arrangements. This particular one here for the airport authority outlines the plan details, and it was in review and from a compliance standpoint, but is ready for processing.
Gentlemen, any questions on the SPD Amendment Number 8 to the interlocal plan with the Airport Authority? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Ryan, as you said, the next one is the same thing, but the interlocal plan with the Solid Waste Management District for employee medical benefits.
Correct.
difference.
This one is for solid waste management's health plan to adjudicate claims.
Gentlemen, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And finally, the same amendment, this is Amendment Number 3 to the interlocal plan with the South Bend Transportation Corporation, Transpo, for employee medical benefits. Since there's no difference between the other two, do we have a motion to approve this as well?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Ryan. Moving on to IPG.
Excuse me, I have just one question, just for clarification. Could you kind of explain to some detail the advantages of having this interlocal agreement?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the interlocal agreement opened up the opportunity for certain public services to participate under the county plan, and essentially, I think Commissioner Morton, that's intended to allow for a little more competitive pricing as we were able to acquire some services by volume. That's predominantly the advantage to this.
Okay. Thank you.
It's my understanding that we've done this for quite a few years. Somebody who left was, I think, Clay Fire. At one time, they were part of this, and they saw a benefit to not participating and left us. But
Yes, probably all have an opportunity to evaluate that on their own standing at some point. But I think that right now the transportation and airport units are getting an advantage to using the current interlocal arrangement.
great.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you again. Now moving on to IPG, first item, approval of the bid award recommendation for project SS 92601, the frontage road over Rogers Clark Ditch, Division A, and Gordon Road over the Nespajani Ditch, Division B.
Good evening, Bill Shalio, Economic Development Director, offices on 7th and 11th floor as part of the Department of Infrastructure and Planning and Growth. At the August 4th meeting of the Board of Commissioners, the Commissioners opened bids for the frontage road over Rogers Clark Ditch project and the Gordon Road over Nespajani Ditch project. These projects are in the Indiana Enterprise Center, south of State Road 2, south of State Road Highway 2, and are adjacent to the Amazon Web Services SBN 201 and 210 campuses. 3 bidders supplied bids for the project, and a copy of the bid tab and recommendation letter is attached to this memorandum. The low base bid was from C&E Excavating in the amount of $4,546,950. Staff recommends that the Commissioners award this project to C&E based on the bid amount submitted, and we would ask that you award this subject to funding and award subject to property acquisition being completed. We have one parcel left to complete acquisition on. We hope to wrap up on that soon. And funding for this will be covered as part of a funding agreement with AWS that we hope to approve here in the next week or so. And so this project will be funded by AWS. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I would just add to that, that the bid specifications delineated all those contingencies in those
Correct.
agreements, so.
Bill, can you summarize the project itself in a little more detail?
Yeah, certainly. So the Division A project, the frontage road over Rogers Clark Ditch, is part of one of the projects that will be built out on site is a frontage road that connects from the east side of International Motors property over east to Strawberry Road, just south of the new interchange that's being built. As part of that, we have to build a structure over the Rogers Clark Ditch. The Rogers Clark Ditch runs adjacent and parallel to the east property line of International Motors or the west property line of AWS, adjacent formerly to Huckleberry Road, which was recently vacated. So this will be the actual structure unit that will be built here at that location. Division B is a structure and roadway improvement, so a new structure over the Nesbajani Ditch at Gordon Road, and then also improvements on Gordon Road itself, a little north and a little south. As part of the project, as we worked with engineering and Lawson Fisher to design the intersection, we needed to have a wider section of roadway through there, so we had to buy some right-of-way to the east so that we could actually add I believe, a turn lane and acquire additional right-of-way to put the road in the right place. We need to start shifting Strawberry Road to the east to get us a little farther away from the ditch. So this was a good way to do this project. Future projects include the frontage road. Future projects include Strawberry Road improvements. But again, all of those projects, including these two, will be funded by AWS.
Commissioners, any other questions regarding this? If not, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, approval of the request to use county-owned property for construction operations site at 14402 Douglas Road.
So, as part of the Capitol Avenue Corridor Utility Improvement Project, which are basically all the water, sewer, and roadway projects associated with the Microsoft project, we need to have a centralized location for a construction trailer and a kind of a construction yard as part of the project. The Board of Commissioners own 3 properties along Douglas Road, approximately at 14402 Douglas Road. This property, or these 3 properties actually that make up the construction yard, are immediately adjacent to the tracks on the south side of Douglas Road, west of Capitol Avenue. These are properties, again, the Commissioners owned in furtherance of the Douglas Road Overpass project. What we'd like to do is use this property for this use during the duration of the project. Again, the water, sewer, roadway projects out in this area. Again, we are taking this project, this request, also through the site review or site plan review process to make sure that it meets all the requirements of the site plan review process. So it'll go through planning, zoning, engineering, health, building department, I think, are the agencies that will review this also. But we need your approval to use this for the site. It's nice not to have to be able to rent, we don't need to rent property because we own it, so this is a big win. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
So this just gets, as I understand it from what you said, this gets the process started,
Yep.
and now we're going to go on to area plan
Yeah,
to make
so-
sure that the other factors are all in compliance.
Correct. Yeah, and there's on the memo on the back page is basically a rough site plan that shows the construction yard where the trailer is going to be, the drive off of Douglas Road, drainage area that needs to likely be built to make sure that we keep all stormwater in site as part of the project. So.
Any questions?
Sure. So this property is owned by us. We bought it for the Douglas Road overpass, right?
That's correct, yep.
Do we have the financing to do the Douglas Road overpass yet?
We don't at this point in time. That would come hopefully in the future from other projects to fund, yes.
Thank you.
And because there's still other steps to go through, other people will have opportunity to comment and
Yeah, yep.
through the normal
Through the normal
Process.
site plan review process, right, yeah. I'm just here today, again, asking for this approval. The other approvals managed by our planning and zoning team and the building department and everybody else, so.
Yep. Gentlemen, if there's no other questions or comments for Bill, do we have a motion on the, I guess I say it right, use of county-owned property for construction operations site at 14402 Douglas Road?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, approval of project RNS 92502-S, contract change order number 2 with Milestone Contractors for resurfacing, rehabilitation on various county roads.
Thank you. What this change order was for was we asked the contractor to add some work to the original agreement they had, and that work was to pave Grandview from the railroad tracks south to Ardmore intersection. That portion of Grandview took a beating during the Mayflower Bridge project, a lot of traffic there, so we used this project and requested them to do that as a change order here. And then it was also to install some curb and gutter and mill and pave 2 intersections in a couple of the subdivisions that this project was doing some paving in. And it is in the amount, I'm sorry, an increase of $85,894.24. And like I mentioned, it was additional work that we asked the contractor to do.
And for the record, I note that this brings the contract amount to date at $1,600,130.79. So it's not a large, in my opinion, it's not a
Relatively.
large increase,
Yeah.
given the scope of the work.
Mr. Metters, I would be remiss if I didn't say, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of change orders, but this is obviously a different type, and I know a lot of work went into that Mayflower area, the bridge and everything, and when you look at the traffic out there,
Yeah.
this is an exception.
Yeah, it was definitely needed. Yeah,
That's what I'm
definitely.
saying.
Yes, sir.
And I, you know, also feel the need to thank you again for the paving over the tracks out there.
Yeah.
It's very nice,
Thank you.
and it was in terrible shape.
Yeah, yeah, we got a lot of work done on that project, so. Request your approval. I forgot to say that. Sorry.
Guys, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
And our final item on IPG is approval of the consent agenda. I'll just note that there's only one request here. It's for a traffic regulatory ordinance establishing a speed limit on Jackson Road from Locust Road to Linden Road. It sets it at 30 miles an hour. Any questions on the consent agenda? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That takes us to the end of our regular agenda. Moving on to public comments. Oh. Anybody wish to offer a public comment this evening?
Good evening, Commissioners. Can you hear me okay?
Just a second, we'll take the people in the room first, and then we'll go to the folks online. No problem.
All right, Jason Jean, Lakeville, Indiana, Oak Road. Today's August 18th. June 17th, 2 months ago, no solar filed for the challenge regarding the permit application. June 22nd, 2 months ago, records requests were submitted, some from myself, some from other members as well. June 23rd, 2 months ago, additional records requests were submitted. July 21st, Commissioners announced that there's an investigation into Bill and Sean. July 21st, more records requests were submitted. Today is August 18th, and we'd like just to know what's going on with all this information that's a month and 2 months old. Regarding the records request, APRA states that 2 months is generally considered, quote, generally considered an undue delay. I'm told that 7 days is enough time, but I'm wondering if we can just compromise, if we can try to get these records requests out in like a 2-week time period. That would be great. We're looking for timely transparency and not delays. Thank you.
Derek Dieter, 1740 Portage County Surveyor Office on the 7th floor. Just a couple things. One, I don't know, and you probably won't tell me now, the status of Portage Manor, so afterwards or somebody could give me an update on that. Number two, I sent an email regarding what we don't know. Thank you, Commissioner Morton, for getting back to me into a status of a person who's on a redevelopment. So I don't know if you've heard, haven't heard, we still don't know from the county council of that. I asked Bill, and he said for him to call Brian Tanner. I haven't heard back from him, so I don't know what the status, because the last redevelopment commission was canceled because they didn't have a quorum. So y'all have 3 appointments on there. Again, I've given you a plethora of information regarding the Continental Divide Trail. All of the money that St. Joe County spent was $337,500 in addition to the city. I'm not faulting Bill for that because other people had a big part of this thing. I think, again, I have some problems with Bill, but on this, that's like he was trying to do something, and I think other people basically took advantage of the situation, which is Derek Dieter's own opinion on that. Also, in regards to all the information that we've had regarding this type of stuff, and again, getting back to the 3 people that are your appointments on a redevelopment, I don't think there's a good channel of information getting back to you or back and forth, because they're making, as Commissioner Morton, we've talked about decision, a civilian board having that much power, to me, I think is ridiculous without oversight from elected officials. So as we proceed, I think that there needs to be something, I know what state law is, I've researched it, all that, but for 5 people who, the meetings I was at, Phil was there also, never once during this Continental Divide Trail did any of them even ask a question. It was always all in favor, yes, yes, yes. Even when I brought out the fact of the 3rd memorandum revised, which went up by $75,000 on page 2, 4th paragraph down, they didn't even ask a question and it was not presented. So just the other things in the world that I see. So y'all have my number. If at some point you can get some of those questions, that'd be cool. And sorry for my address. Yes, Mr. Yeah.
Mr. Dieter,
me Derek.
like I have stated previously, I've had concerns about the makeup of the commission and lack of oversight, if you will, but that's what the state law says, and we've had continuous conversations about my concerns, and all I can say is hopefully moving forward, that oversight that you're referring to will be reality. And the other thing I'd like to say is we talked about the commission and the resigning of Dustin Brown, I believe, and you stated that it was kind of unclear, and I was also told that I don't know if it's actually quote-unquote official yet, but I do know a letter was sent with his wishes to resign. So I'm trying to get clarification from the president of the council at this point. I do know he's aware of it, but as far as when it becomes official and what the plan is going to be as far as their appointment, I'm trying to get those answers.
Okay, thank you. And if I can reclaim my time. But no, I agree with you 100%. I think it's a lot of pressure on a civilian board who do this to try to help the community. But again, not pointing fingers at anybody, I think that whole system needs to be redone and find a way where it's conducive to making financial decisions with people who study the information and have
elected official oversight.
And, you know, let me add this too. I'm not pointing fingers at Bill Shalio or anyone else. I've had concerns about the state statute and how it's written for years. Just
100%.
for the record.
It's a system.
Right.
All right, see you, thank you all. Anyone else in the room wish to offer a comment? Hearing none, now we will go to those online. Scott, I believe you were ready to offer a comment.
I am. I apologize about that. Couldn't see the room. Good evening, commissioners. Nice to see you all. I apologize for not being able to be there in person, but I appreciate a chance to chat with you. Scott Reamer. I'm located at 321 East Main Street in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I am the Vice President of Development at Hexagon Energy. First of all, yeah, thank you guys for your time tonight. I want to take a minute to update you all on the Dumont Solar Project outside of North Liberty, as I understand that it has become something of a recent topic of local conversation, maybe not so recent. But before providing a project update, I would like to speak to some comments that have been circulating online. I've been working in St. Joe since 2019 now on this project, and far and away, the vast majority of residents of the county have been wonderful to work with, whether they support this project or not. Large-scale projects like this are almost always controversial, with this one being no exception. It's normal, and it's okay for people to disagree about how land is used and how it's developed. But what really isn't okay is some of the false accusations that have been made online recently by a small number of individuals against our team, including myself, which is the claim that we've brandished weapons and threatened violence against community members in negotiations. I want to be really clear on this point. We have always been polite and cordial in the community, and these allegations are completely unfounded. And frankly, they represent serious assaults on my character, on our team's character, as you know, on us as individuals and as a company. To suggest that any of our team members are resorting to violence to accomplish our goals crosses a serious line. And we at Hexagon are, you know, we've been doing this for a long time. We're no strangers to opposition to projects. Our goal is always to be open-handed and to work well with people, even people who might disagree. Our stance has not changed in that we want to talk with folks and make this as palatable as possible to them. So we're accustomed to opposition in large projects like this, and we're also accustomed to following the law and seeing them built and brought into existence. Now, onto a quick update on the project. First, Dumont is in good standing with PJM, and it's actively being progressed. We expect to begin construction on this in the second half of 2027. We've invested nearly $6.5 million in this project to date. It's going to provide meaningful income to nearly 24 households in St. Joseph County, primarily through lease agreements, and it'll provide nearly $30 million in tax revenue to the county over its lifetime. We'll also provide clean power for the equivalent of around 30,000 homes. That said, we look forward to continuing to work with the county, and I just wanted to take a chance and chat with you a minute. Thank you guys for the time. I appreciate it.
Anyone else online wish to offer a comment? Hearing none. I just want to add one thing. I do agree with your comments. We've talked about this before, about commissions and boards who are not elected. And I appreciate you pointing out that that's a state law that sets up the redevelopment commission. And your comment about that's something that should be looked at and perhaps changed. But I would also offer that it's not just redevelopment that manages tax dollars. The health department takes in tax dollars, Parks Board, just to name a couple. So I think you make a good point that, that's something that should be looked at going forward. But it doesn't change the fact that that is the state law, and we're going to follow it. And I know you don't disagree on that.
No, I don't disagree on
Want us
that
to
at
follow
all, at all. But what I'm saying is, you can say oversight or communication, which everyone up here knows that that's probably my favorite word. That's what I'm talking about. And there again, this is not pointing fingers at anyone. If I'm going to point a finger, I guess it'd be at myself for not being more vocal to request that ongoing communication. And has been said, hey, you know, when I'm hearing that the appointed board are not asking pertinent questions, and we're dealing with this high amount of taxpayer dollars, then that concerns me. And so maybe we have to revisit how we go about performing our due diligence when we make these appointments. And when I say we, I'm saying the council, the commissioners, just a statement.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, you certainly have firsthand knowledge. You sat next to me for 2 years, so you know how it works. If there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Morton?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Recording stopped.